What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Coach Magali. If this is your first time watching, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. On this channel, we talk all things fitness, nutrition, wellness, debunking the BS, the whole thing. So if you're into that sort of content, please make sure to subscribe down below, like the video, let me know you enjoy it. You know the usual. What I want to talk about in today's video is navigating the challenging feelings of feeling like you're doing everything right, feeling like you're copying the plan that she posted or that trainer shared to the T, but you're not getting the results that they have. What is the missing thing that they have and I don't? Why am I not getting the results that they have, even if I'm doing what they're doing? What's wrong with me? These are the thoughts that happen, right? We start to get very much in our own head on there's something wrong with us, there has to be something missing, because why on earth would I get a different result than she is, even though we're doing the exact same thing? And that's my first point where I want to start is you have to remember that there are a million things that go on in a person's life that determine what happens, right? Her lifestyle, your careers. Are you a mom or not? Do you have family or not? Do you have multiple things that you have to be worrying about, or do you not have multiple things to worry about? Are you genetically gifted in a certain aspect of fitness, or are you genetically gifted on another one? There's so many factors that need to be considered when determining why someone achieves a result versus why somebody else doesn't. And it's important to remember this, because when you're caught in those feelings of why am I not getting there, what's wrong with me, I'm failing at something, even if you're doing the exact same thing that someone else is doing, you're still not going to get the same result, because of the long list of things that make you different. In part genetic, in part lifestyle, in part choices, in part many other things. So remembering that is crucial to not feel discouraged and not feel like you're not getting anywhere and therefore quitting because it's too overwhelming to continue. You have to remember that there's a million things that make you guys different, and not have an expectation that you're going to look like somebody just because you do what they tell you to do. And then there's another part to that. Not only are there differences in lifestyle, differences in genetics, differences in whatever, there's also the part of social media and marketing and business where people don't share everything. When it comes to sharing their body, sharing their fitness, there's a lot of people who don't share everything, who don't share the truth. Are they taking drugs? Are they severely starving themselves to maintain the physique that you see? Are they genetically gifted and they just don't really have to work that hard for it? Lucky them, but they exist. All of these things, not only are you guys just different, right? But now you have a factor where that person isn't disclosing very important things that make them different and why they have the result that they have. You will oftentimes have two people who have very similar backgrounds trying to do a similar routine and following the same guidelines and just not look the same. And this person might be doing performance enhancing drugs. This person may be severely restricting their lifestyle and not sharing that part and just saying, look at me, I look great, do what I do and you look like me. They forget to mention, I have to work really hard for this. Or on the flip side, if they're genetically gifted and they don't have to work that hard for it and they just naturally have a physique that's great all year round, they forget to mention they're able to get away with things that most people wouldn't be able to get away with. There's like a million things to consider. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there's so many things that make you different. And so what I really want you to focus on is knowing that and understanding that and accepting that and taking that truly to heart when you're watching these people on social media thriving and you're not, or you're watching this girl get way faster progress than you are when you're not. We are different. There is a different timeline for us. There is a different path for us, and that is okay. It doesn't have to be the same. You don't have to be faster. You don't have to be quicker. It's just different. This becomes very discouraging for people because they truly believe they are a failure and like something's wrong with them. But in reality, it's just, that's not your path. That's not where you're supposed to be going. That isn't how your body functions. We have bodies that like to do what they like to do, and sometimes it helps us out and sometimes it makes things a little bit difficult, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got to work with what we have. And remembering that that is different than somebody else's is crucial, so that you don't feel behind, so that you don't feel discouraged. When we feel discouraged, we want to give up. We don't keep trying. We just kind of throw our hands up and throw in the towel and be like, we're done. That's not how we're going to achieve anything. That's not how we're going to achieve our goals. And not only is that not going to get you where you want to be, but it's going to damage your mental and emotional well-being as well, because you're going to feel less and less capable of making change. But The problem wasn't you, it was just what you were comparing yourself against. I just really want to reiterate that, because I feel like so many people are stuck in this comparison cycle and not even like getting inspiration, not even getting ideas and tips. It's like using that as a standard to measure your own self-worth and your own success rate. That's just not the way we work. We're limited in different ways from each other, and we're also different, and it's not fair for you to be like, that's where I need to be because I've been doing it for this long, because she has been doing it for that long and that's where she's at. It just doesn't work that way. What I want to shift your attention to instead of that is, one, stop following people who make you feel like shit. Stop it. Unfollow them. I don't care how good they look. I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care how long you've been following them. Unfollow them, or mute them, or do the block and unblock method where it unfollows you both. And you know, there's many ways to do this where you don't offend somebody or get into like an argument, or not that it should be an argument, but you know what I mean. Like, there's ways to do it where it's not going to create conflict. Unfollow people who don't make you feel good. Whenever you see something from them and you're like, and it's like that pit in your stomach that it's like, it's not a good feeling, like you don't feel better after watching their stuff, like literally unfollow them. If that's me for you, please unfollow me. I am not going to be offended, okay? So unfollow the people that make you feel like crap about yourself. 1. 2, get inspiration from somebody. Yes, use Pinterest inspiration boards. Find the model that inspires you because she has a great story and a great body and you want that too. But also very clearly remember, you're going to be different. You're going to have different results. You're going to have a different rate of results than the rate that that person is achieving the results. Use images, use inspiration. I'm not saying to stop that altogether. Not only is that not necessary, it's impossible. You know, we live in a world where we're immersed in this stuff, so you can't really escape it even if you tried. Use the information you do receive after you've unfollowed the toxic, not very positive pages. Use the ones that remain as inspiration, but also, again, that they're different. They're going to achieve things differently, as am I. And then the last thing, focus on the things. I know you've heard this before, but hear me out. Focus on the things that you have control over, and what works for you and what doesn't. Because if we're very honest with ourselves and we listen to that advice, we're going to be in a way better place than if we just try to fit ourselves into a box to look like that person because that's what they did. I don't work with intermittent fasting. It just doesn't work for me. I don't like the hard cutoff. I actually get more restrictive, more like anxious with my food, and I tend to overeat more. And I know some people that do very well with that. But if I saw somebody who looks great and she's like, you know, promoting intermittent fasting or whatever, and I tried to do that, and then I'm like, why don't I look like that? Well, because I can't stick to intermittent fasting because it doesn't work for me. That's why. So if I listened to myself in the beginning and I said, I like to eat whenever I want to eat as long as I'm eating under this amount of calories, right? That method works better for me because I'm still on track. I'm still doing what I need to do, but the method is different. And every person is going to need a different method. And every method works if it works for you. Here's the thing. Every method works if it works for you. Keto, intermittent fasting, although not my favorite, but they do work. Any type of method, any type of plan will work if it's something that you know will work for you because you know yourself and you've taken the time to reflect on that. Self-assess, reflect on yourself, be honest with yourself. What are the things that I struggle with? What are the things that I'm really good at? What are the things that work for me? What are the things that don't work for me? And then build your plan around that. Take inspiration from people who inspire you. Pull the things that work. Throw out the things that don't. Even if it works for them, it's not going to work for you, not necessarily. Compile your list of what I like, what I don't like, what works, what doesn't work, and then figure out a plan that feels more feasible and more realistic to you. You're going to be in a much better place if you approach it this way because now you're honoring yourself. Now you're listening to you and what your preferences are. And although you may not look like X person, or you may not look whatever, or maybe you might even look better, it doesn't matter because you're on your own path, you're honoring yourself, and you're doing what works for you. This advice, if you just zoom out and look at it, like, yeah, that's obvious. Do what works for me. but nobody does it. That's the thing. It's like common sense isn't common. Doing the thing that we all know we need to do is not common. That's what leads to a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress about fitness and getting results and achieving health. It's this overwhelming thing because we're always trying to focus on what other people are doing and what everybody else is achieving, and why am I not there yet? It comes down to different lifestyle, different factors in their life that make you different from each other. It's a lack of transparency, and it's the fact that you keep trying to do things that clearly don't work for you, even though you've tried year after year after year with no success. My main goal with this was to show you that you can have inspiration, you can compare yourself in a healthy way to other people, but always remember that you're different and you're going to see a different result, and that's okay. It's part of the process. And then also to listen to yourself when you know something is not right for you, when you know something isn't going to work. Don't waste your time doing it just because somebody else did it. Find a method that works for you. There's a million. If you have any questions or concerns about any of them, leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. But I just want to make it very clear that achieving your fitness goals and being where you want to be isn't supposed to be miserable. It isn't supposed to be this constant grind in the sense of always doing something that doesn't feel right. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's hard, it's annoying sometimes, and it's a lot of work, but overall it should make you a better person and it should feel expansive. And I know that this is for the betterment of me, and I feel good knowing that I've achieved and I've accomplished what I'm doing, versus, oh my god, I'm so stressed out, I have to do all of these things to look like her. And you can have the more calm and relaxed version if you just do what I said. Use inspiration, but don't let it consume you. Follow people who are transparent and share the whole story, and then focus on what works for you and what doesn't, and truly listen to that and use that as a backbone to create your plan and your goals. You'll get there. I promise you, you'll get there. And with time and with energy and effort, you're going to look back and be super proud of yourself for taking this route, because it's going to feel more personal, it's going to feel more you, and that's just more rewarding, and it just feels better, and you also don't have as much anxiety and stress. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. A little bit that I wanted to get off my chest and share, and just hopefully bring you some peace of mind about this whole journey, that it doesn't have to be this crazy, intense, miserable process every second of the day, because it doesn't. And it can be something that works for you and something that is enjoyable. So I hope that you did enjoy this video. I hope that you found value from it. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. Make sure you do like the video, subscribe down below, the whole thing. And I appreciate you being here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.